pag-usapan na natin si Heart Evangelista. Diba? Did you regret putting her name on that? Because I got your point. Gets ko yung point na sinasabi mo na hindi tayo lahat parang siya, di ba? But did you regret the putting her name on it because of the reaction?
When you're on the internet, there's always something to be upset about. We join beef between unknown public figures, revive age-old fan wars, and turn innocent posts into think pieces. But what do we stand to lose when we weigh in on even the most mundane issues and participate in patol culture? Here to answer this question with me, Philstar Life columnist Angel Martinez, and Puma Podcast editor-at-large J. Mark Tordesillas, is public figure and actress Rica Perelejo Bonifacio.
Hi, Rica. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It's so great to finally meet you after years of watching you on morning TV.
Ba, inabutan mo pa ako?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's right. Morning TV kayo. Oo nga. You would have seen me pa rin. Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me. I don't know why you guys thought of me with this topic, but thank you.
Yeah, usually we ask our guests, no, kung anong generation sila and what their cultural touchstones. Pero di ka muna namin tatanungin kasi i-share ko lang. Rica Perelejo was one of my cultural touchstones, bro.
Ooh.
Like, napanood ko siya sa Ang TV first. Oh. And then ka-age ko siya sa TGIS when she was there. Did you know she played Mitch, the rebel bad girl?
Wow, memorize.
Oo, di ba, na-pair ka kay Juan Mig noong una, and then you ended up being paired with the late, great Red Sternberg, si Bulol.
Correct. I mean, okay, when people say my characters' names, di ba, from the past, I'm like, wow, in all that, you actually are part of their life in that way, na cultural touchstone ka talaga ng buhay ng tao. And in a way, that makes me feel a little special na parang people remember me as a certain figure in like all of, the Philippines culture and history.
Oo, naalala ko pa yung theme song nila, You Ought to Know by Now. May version series.
People think I sang that. Akala nila original ko. I'm like, no, that's Angela Bofill. That's not really.
But you covered that.
Right? I did. It's just that two Filipinos, I guess, who weren't familiar with Angela Bofill. Akala nila ako ang original. Hindi po ako. Pero
and I've been telling that story for years. Rica is the first woman who was impressed by me telling that story to her.
Yeah.
Anyway, cultural touchstones. What generation do you identify as, and what would you say are your touchstones for saying na ganitong generation ako?
Okay. So, ano ba ang, okay. I think this is one way of knowing that I'm a millennial. Because I don't even know what the generations are really anymore. Like, it's not clearly defined for me. I guess for mga, kasi I have two alphas at home. Mm-hmm. And they're so aware of like the generations. And I'm like, sandali, hindi ko na nga memorize. Kailan ba yung millennial? Kailan ba yung X? Kailan ba yung, because in our time, that didn't really exist. We just called old people old and young people young. Ganun lang. And then middle age, ganun lang. So, this whole generations thing is not a thing of my generation. So, I think I'm a millennial. Tama ba ako? 44 or upper millennial?
Geriatric millennial?
I don't know what that means, but I'm like 44 and I was born in 1981. So I think, we identify a lot with both 80s and 90s. Because 90s because that's what we lived, but 80s because that was the thing prior to us. Mm-hmm. So I have kuyas at home who really lived the whole 80s life naman. So my music at home wasn't really so much. It was 90s because of me, but a whole lot of it is like just getting it from my kuya. Yung mga British bands and all.
New wave, no?
Yes.
Duran.
Yes, walang ganyan. So parang, I think that's one identifying feature. But if you would ask me, anong generation ako talaga, like how I feel like, there are days that I feel more millennial. There are days that I feel more Gen X. Alam mo yon, yung parang mga latak ng lolo, lola, parents, ganyan. Nandyan pa sa'yo mafe-feel mo pa na parang, ba't ang strict ko? Ganyan. I think lumalabas yon pag nagpe-parenting ako, na may mga bagay na, you know how they say that you have to stop the cycle. And when I find myself doing some things that I got from my parents, it's like, may kick ng ex, di ba, sa akin, ganon. And then at the same time, I have a lot of Gen Z friends. I don't know, they always think that I'm just a little bit older than them. And I'm like, no, ang tanda ako na. And then I have 2 alphas nga at home. So parang, it's like ngayon nasa whole Greek, there's this, what do you call this, epic. There's this,
Greek mythology.
Yes, but also because of this cultural thing. So this is like somebody made, or a group of people made an album that kind of tells the story of Odysseus.
Okay.
It's not even like a play. You won't see it on theater, but it's sung like that. So it's like an whole album where you just hear the story of Odysseus. And I'm like, why do kids these days? Diba? You encounter, ancients, mga high school mo na.
Homework sa atin yun.
Oo. Ganyan. Tapos parang more so pag college ka na. Pero sila, as my 6-year-old is like, when I left him in the car now, he was just singing something about Odysseus and Penelope and Telemachus, ganon.
That's their idea of fun already. Kids these days.
I know. I don't know if I'm happy because I feel like they're too advanced sometimes. So parang, why do you know these things? You should just be playing in the kalye. Ganon. Pero at the same time, ang smart din naman talaga nila. Na parang, isipin mo naman if you can advance some things na akala mo, you should postpone for later. Ganda rin naman ng attitude na, I can take up anything I want right now.
So all 3 of us come from differing generations, but I think one thing that binds all of us together is our tendency to get into fights online. Is it okay to say it like that? For example, I grew up in the time of like Twitter and Tumblr, and it was around like 2016 when I was at my most keyboard warrior, for the lack of a better term, kasi it was the start of the Duterte administration. Then I was a fan of K-pop, so talagang patol ako ng patol about everything from politics to pop culture. I was fighting with people all the time.
I love it. Thank you. I feel so at home.
Okay, you feel so seen. Do you also have any memorable encounters online of you fighting with people? I know J. Mark has a very memorable story. He'll get to that later.
I mean, si Rika, merong memorable.
Yes, of
Kaaway
course.
niya yung buong Reddit. So how is that going for?
Alam mo, funny nga kasi yung Reddit, either kaaway ko yung Reddit or love nila ako. Ganon. So, I think ang pinaka-memorable ko, hindi na yan Reddit. It all goes back to Twitter. That very first viral thing that came about na involving me, was when I was I don't know if you guys, you probably would remember, but I was in the hospital and I know that I had a ano ba yung pag meron kang
Gastroenteritis.
Enteritis ba yun? Yun. Basta yun yung thing ko. I had a stomach flu. I didn't know it was that back then. And I was like namimilipit sa sakit. And then I was in the hospital and nakapila ako sa clinic when like these women started asking for my photo. And I'm like, sure, sige po, okay, pero pwedeng sabay-sabay na lang. Ay, okay, sure. And then they started doing it one by one. And me na may sakit, yung parang, dude, yung hospital to, bakit parang hindi nyo nakikita ba na nahihirapan ako at may sakit ako, ganyan. So I complained on Twitter na parang these nurses, ganyan. So unprofessional. And the backlash was great because everybody got mad at me na parang, sino ka ba? Alam mo na, you'll hear all sorts of things na parang laos ka na and stuff. Ganyan. Buti nga may nagpa-picture pa sa'yo, mga ganon. And then the biggest was like, hindi yan nurses, mga secretary yan ng doctors. And I understood na, I got it wrong nga, na nasabi ko lang nurses kasi nga parang hospital, babae, parang meron akong ganun in my mind na siguro nurses to. But they were actually just not naman just, but like they were the secretaries. I was wrong for calling them nurses. But still, it felt to me na, why would you not care about a sick patient? Like you would just, parang kahit pa si Ann Curtis yan, di ba? Parang, pipila ka ba kung nakikita mo na ngang may sakit siya? So, yun yung first ko. Tapos, nagulat lang ako. Nagulat ako na, kaya siya memorable sa akin, kasi first ko nga siya. Kasi hindi ko talaga alam yung gagawin ko, kasi in my mind, wala akong ginawang masama. Nagreklamo lang ako, may ginawa akong mali. mali yung ginawa ko na nagreklamo ako sa Twitter. Pero back then kasi, if you guys remember, when everything started, it wasn't naman as if everybody was listening to you.
Right.
Parang you had it only for your friends. Back then, di ba? Parang mag-post ka ng Instagram and also, I really didn't think na, I think at that time, no one knew that when you spoke online, you were actually speaking to the world. You still thought at that time na, I'm just talking to my friends, right? And a handful whom I don't know but maybe are willing to listen to me. So dun bumalik lahat and I was really parang, I didn't know what to do because it was very conflicting that I know I was right about like really not wanting to have that picture because I was sick. I was in pain. But at the same time, ito na nga yung nangyari. Ba't nagagalit lahat ng tao, di ba? Plus the fact that a lot of people who were close to me were saying all sorts of things also na parang, parang kawawa naman yung pamilya mo if you keep doing these things. Parang walang nag-validate man lang sa akin dun sa mga parts na tama ako. Kaya siya very memorable sa akin. Kasi iilan lang yon yung mga tao na parang, no, it's okay. If it's like that, parang how are you gonna challenge status quo? May ganyan pa sa akin. So parang ako, oo nga, blah, blah, blah. So, ending is, I did apologize for the mistakes na sinabi ko. Like, say, you're not nurses. Okay, sabi ko, I mistook you for nurses and you are not. So, ganun lang. Parang, I just said what I could to apologize. And then, I also learned a lot from it that, one, they could be mad at you today until next week, but it only is a matter of the next person to hate. And you're already gone. Like, they forgot about you anymore. But they don't remember you anymore.
Oh, so that was your formative experience sa online discourse, no? Why go back into the fray? Bakit why do you keep doing it? Is it a sense of responsibility that you have this platform o masaya lang talaga because you've been in trouble, you've been bashed, you've been praised? Why keep coming back to that well?
Well, one is sobrang, I think I'm an early adopter na when it comes to technology. Napuntahan ko lahat. Plurk, ganon. Live journal. Multiply, WordPress. Lahat yan nagawa ko. So I think talagang ganun ako. Sabi ko nga mas more than damit at kung ano-anong, kikay stuff na yung usual for a girl na, 'di ba, stereotypes nila. Ang pera ko napupunta lagi sa technology. Ganon. Bibili ako ng camera, bibili ako ng phone, ganon. So, hindi ko siguro maaalis sa akin yun. Lagi akong where technology is. And right now, it's really on the web, di ba? Parang it's just really virtual. So, that's one reason why. Second is, kumikita ako dito Baka di ko gagawin. Parang, babash niyo ako, pero kumikita naman ako. So, parang, sino yung talo kung mag-let go ako ng kabuhayan ko, di ba? So, parang, that's another thing. Message, I thought about it also, but I'm not one kasi to say na, if I keep my mouth shut, nothing else will happen. I don't really believe I am the solution to Philippine problems and all that. So, I could say something. I love saying things to people who will listen to me. But at the same time, I can really let it go naman kung, let's say, if it's already too bothersome or nakakapagod na siya, kaya ko naman siyang i-let go. Kasi hindi naman ako naniniwala na without my voice, the world is like a lonely place, char. Ganon.
Ikaw parang may kalyo ka na dun sa public.
I love it! I love the kalyo!
Kasi, I mean, hindi ka pumapatol sa lahat. Minsan-minsan lang. But I imagine your family members, your loved ones, they would be more affected pag ikaw yung nababakma. Si Angel, may magandang kwento siya na
kailangan ko marinig yung mga kwento niya para ma-feel seen ako.
Yeah. May family member ka na pumatol sa isang basher.
Really?
Yeah, actually, this is very recent. My dad, kasi, my parents, they like looking at the comment sections of my column on Facebook. I don't like doing that. Not really because of my mental health naman, but because there are other things to do.
Yes.
Parang hindi naman laging, tignan ko nga kung ano sinasabi ng mga ibang tao about me. That's not always what I do naman online. But my parents, they love it. Like, so they were looking at the Philippine Star comment section. And this recent article I did about, like, why are we so obsessed with English speakers, I wrote it in English. And there was one hater who was like, ikaw, English ka nga ng English, bopols, tapos minura ako. I saw it, my mom showed it to me, and we laughed it off. My dad did not have the same response. He replied and said, inggit ka lang ata bopols ka rin. And then minura niya yung haters. So that was interesting.
Well, my sister also did that for me.
Nice.
Like she just, started, parang talking back and then saying the history of things for context, ganyan. But I keep telling them na, huwag niya nasagutin yan kasi they're not naman there to listen. They just really want to say what they want to say and they said it. So let it go, right? Because they're not there to really know if they are correct or not, right? So, ganun din kasi ako na parang nababasa mo naman usually yung intention. And I do have a lot of like very good discourse also with other people na parang magkaka-dialogue kami, pero hindi kasi sila bastos. Hindi sila yung mga tipong parang sarado yung utak na gusto lang nilang sabihin kung ano yung masama na nakikita nila sa'yo. Gusto talaga nilang malaman, ito opinion ko, ikaw ba, bakit ganyan yung opinion mo? And I dialogue with them and I have fun. Usually I have fun. I always say this, I'm not looking for people who always agree with me. But if you will disagree with me, sana in a respectful way, na hindi ka nang babastos, na hindi ka nagne-name call lang whatever, 'di ba, na mga pinapalitan pa nilang numbers yung spelling ng mga words. So parang alam mo na okay, so yung point mo dito talaga is ilabas mo lang yung hatred mo for me. So pag ganun, di ko na pinapansin. Sayang lang naman yung oras. But if it's a health, if I feel like, if I have somehow a gauge na this person's a little bit intelligent, yung parang he or she can hold an intelligent conversation, ini-engage ko. Kasi para sa akin yun parang ako kasi very, very important that my brain is engaged. When it is not engaged, I drop it. Like I don't, I get super bored.
But people like that are kind of the outliers, diba? Like those who actually want to learn. Yeah. Like when discussions arise on social media, what do you think is like, how do you think social media influenced parang the way people engage with public figures, for better or for worse? Kasi I imagine before technology existed, baka mamaya like people didn't have the platform to just spew hatred or to, yeah.
You were a public figure long before social media. So how did that go?
I really saw the turnover of things. Like, I saw life without Instagram. Ganon. So, we only had TV and newspapers. Ganon. Influence. I don't know if it's an influence or it's just a tool to actually reveal how we've always been. Alam mo yon na parang, dati pa naman tayong ganyan At lahat yan, may mga opinion ka, nabigyan ka lang ng mic. That's always what I say, na, hindi naman yan bago. Dati pa yan. Kung anong ugali mo dati, lumabas lang naman kasi may mic. Nabigyan ka lang ng pagkakataon na masabi lahat ng gusto mong sabihin. So, I don't think it's that much of like, did it make you worse in that sense? No, it just revealed who you are. Now, it's a different story to see, I think what influences, is more like when you see a lot of people do it, na-encourage ka na, pwede ka itong gawin, di ba? Parang yung mga fanatics na may nasabi ka lang na hindi naman talaga pertaining sa mga idols nila, di ba? Or mga sinusuportahan nila, whether it be politicians or artistas, di ba? Na ano ka lang, nandun, you're just, parang you're trying to put a think piece out there. Ginawa na nilang, you're attacking. It's an attack piece na bigla. And then when one person reads it that way, and another person is, similarly from that mindset na, you don't do anything to this person that I really am, idolizing and putting on a pedestal, sabay-sabay na yan sila, Plus pa, troll farms. Tsaka troll farms. I think, I think, if anything, mas problema ko yung troll farms. Hindi ko problema yung mga tunay na tao na may opinion. Kasi ganun talaga. Parang sabi ko nga, sa Miss Universe, ilang beses sinasabi, world peace, world peace. Kita mo nga, ma-achieve ba natin ang world peace kung ganito kaiba-iba yung utak natin, di ba? Kasi ako nire-respeto ko yun eh. Kahit na sabihin natin sa akin, wala yun. Kung nabasa nila that way, wala akong magagawa. Parang, it still remains ganun yung intention ko. Pero kung hindi nila nabasa na ganun, kailangan ko i-acknowledge na hindi nila nabasa ng ganun. So, I accept differences. But what I cannot accept is troll farms and bots. Na iba na to eh. Meron ng agenda dito. Hindi na siya simpleng nag-air ka lang ng opinion mo against another person na parang or against another idea, 'di ba? Na parang pinagtutunggan niya yung mga ideas. Ito, may agenda na siya. May agenda siya to put down anything that puts down whatever my Lord is. Ganon.
Pag-usapan na natin si Heart Evangelista. Diba? Did you regret putting her name on that? Because I got your point. Gets ko yung point na sinasabi mo na hindi tayo lahat parang siya, di ba? But did you regret the putting her name on it because of the reaction? Or carry lang?
Yes, I do. I rarely regret because sometimes, many times, it's really just a misunderstanding of people. But this one I regret. Not because of...
wala ka namang masamang sinabi tungkol sa kanya, di ba? Let's clarify that.
Wala talaga akong wala akong ibig sabihin dun sa sinabi ko patungkol sa kanya. Kumbaga, it's not to put down Heart or anything. In fact, kaya ko nga nasabi yun kasi I may know a little bit of Heart's life because I come from the same industry. And what I was trying to say in that text was like, it's a different world, guys, if you think that you could just be pretty like that. Hindi pwede na Heart ika bukas, di ba? Nag-isang IV ka lang or what have you. Remember that these people, Heart E, myself included, our job is to look pretty. So, we would free ourselves from all the little tasks that make us tired. So, let's say, nagpupuyat ka. So, for whatever reason, ang kinonek kasi nila doon was about the anak. But I really wasn't just talking about anak. But yun yung first and foremost example ko as a mom. Na parang ikaw, napupuyat ka sa anak mo, di ba? Kapag, like ako, kung may pera ako, kaya ko mag-hire ng night nurse, di ba? Na ikaw na. Ako matutulog ako sa gabi, di ba? At kung yung trabaho ko talaga ay dapat maganda ko, mag-hire talaga ako ng tutulong sa akin. Like now, I have a movie coming up. Matagal na akong hindi buhay artista. But dahil may movie ako na coming up, I need help. I need help kasi hindi ko kayang gumanda without the necessary work, right? So, yeah, but I did regret it because it took away from the point. Right. Yun lang yung regret ko na parang, sabi nga ng isang friend ko, sayang ang ganda nung discussion. Sabi niya, kung nakuha lang nila yung point na yun, mas magandang pag-usapan yun kesa yung tungkol kay Heart. Kasi hindi naman siya about Heart at all. Kaya lang ako nag-regret. Tapos sabi ko, sana hindi ko na lang ginamit yung ganun kalaking pangalan. Kasi ngayon, ang focus na kay Heart. Hindi dun sa reality na iba po ang trabaho na nagpapaganda ka talaga for a living. At iba po yung gusto mo lang gumanda at hindi mo trabaho yun.
So being a patolero on social media, diba, often gets like a bad rep. I think that's just what comes with having strong opinions, being willing to fight for them, using the tools at your disposal. But if we apply the same energy to every single issue, and dami na nga nangyayari sa mundo, naturally, diba, we will burn out. So how do you determine which issues are worth your time and energy and which ones are like, sige, bahala na lang? No.
Alam mo, I don't even give it that much thought. Because for me, honestly, people can hate you nga today, no? Then forget about it tomorrow. Always is like, this is what I think. They cannot stay on you, even if they hate you so much, for a long time. Because these people also have lives. I'm sure maghuhugas pa sila ng pinggan. Maglo-laundry pa sila, di ba? Parang, talaga ba si Rica Peralejo ba talaga ang magiging topic nila for 1 month, di ba? So just let it die down. Kasi, para lang siyang, pag may kausap ka in real life, tapos nagkainitan kayo, di ba? pa-cool off lang natin. Siguro mga ilang araw, wag tayong mag-usap, di ba? And then, it'll just die down. I really think na ganun lang ang attitude ko online. Sa pagsagot, pag may time ako, sasagutin ko. Pag feeling ko gusto kong sagutin dahil maganda yung pagtanong or makakapagbigay ng liwanag sa iba pang tao, sasagutin ko siya. Pag malaki, sobrang laki na parang feeling ko kailangan talaga ng official statement, wala ako talagang rubric of like, ito sasagutin, ito hindi. By feel lang siya lahat na, ito, sige, sagutin natin to. Lalo na kapag may oras ako. Minsan kahit gustong-gusto ko sagutin, wala talaga akong oras. Kasi kailangan ko pa mag-homeschool ng mga anak ko. So, mauna yun, syempre, di ba? So, ganun lang ako. But, basically, siguro generally speaking, I'm just very cool about it. Na, it really happens. I don't think I am singled out. Maybe I'm popular for it, but who doesn't get bashed these days? Like, some people are way softer speaking than me. Diba? Parang, pero may nasabi pa rin yung mga tao sa kanila. Diba? So, who gets nothing these days? So, I don't take it personally. Siguro yun. Yun yung pinaka masasabi ko about it. I don't take it personally kasi they can, yun na nga, these people have other things to do and they really cannot, even if they want to, focus on me for 1 month. Yeah.
Nag-trending na minsan yung mga clapbacks mo, yung mga pagpatol. How do you wake up and choose violence? How do you choose na minsan, papatulan ko to tapos mag-viral tong patol ko rito sa trial na to?
Alam mo, actually, hindi ko alam kung kailan mag-viral kasi minsan yung ine-expect ko na mag-viral. And I don't do it for para mag-viral. Minsan ayoko na kasi parang in my mind, hindi naman ako kumikita dyan Sana kung bawat click niyan, meron napupunta sa aking pera. Hindi, okay, sige, gamitin niyo ako. But I never do it for that. I'm just really strongly opinionated. Again, where do they get these things? Usually from Threads, right? Threads wasn't even like a thing when I was on it. Now, it's where all the media outlets are waiting for something that they can turn into a controversial thing, right? So, I never think of that, na parang mag-viral ako. Di ko rin iniisip na today I wake up, I want to get mad at somebody. But I guess because I'm a strongly opinionated person, marami talaga akong masasabi, ganyan. Also, I love kasi to put into words more than like, actually mas nahihirapan ako sa video form than writing. I'm more of a writer. That's another thing. I'm more of a writer. That's why a lot of people pick up what I write. Because I really love sharing my thoughts through writing. So, I don't want to always be mad. Sometimes I get tired because I'm like, dude, I'm trying to share a good thing here. Like, I'm trying to make all of us think. And often, when that happens, it gets out of hand and it doesn't really get taken for the thing that I originally wrote it for. Naisip ko lang, ano pa in-expect mo? Ba't ka ba nagsulat ng ganun? Diba? Parang ako din napapa-step back ako na, huwag ka na kasing mag-try ng ganyan. But no matter how many, I'm sure you can relate. No matter how many times you say to yourself that don't say those things anymore, you'd still end up doing them anyway. So, ganun, parang hindi naman ako namimili talaga. Nangyayari lang talaga siya sa akin. Siguro it's a type of person. I think it's really a type of person. There are, even when I was growing up, actually before social media pa, matapang na talaga ako. Tsaka, magsalita. Yung parang matalas ako magsalita. In fact, mommy ko is ganyan. So I really think, sorry ka na lang ma, sa'yo talaga nang galing to. Kaya sabihan niya ako na, huwag ka na magsasalita ng mga ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko, saan ba nang galing to? Parang sa'yo din naman. So, parang feeling ko, it's really a personality thing. And it just is an extension of myself. Plus the fact that I'm in my 40s. I've seen the highs and lows of life. And I'm not afraid to be seen as a certain thing. Because I don't need this Siguro rin kasi hindi na ako yung parang artista dati na kailangan mong mag-ingat kasi nga ang kabuhayan mo is nakasalalay dun sa image mo. And usually yung image mo ay controlled ng media kung anong gusto nilang ipalabas sa'yo. But now, parang because wala naman akong ganon, hindi naman ako superstar or anything, parang sa akin, I can live freely to share my thoughts. And I would rather it be that way, na mas gusto ko na hindi ko naman gusto ng violence, no, or i-hate. Pero ayoko ng super safe kasi parang hindi totoo yun para sa akin, ha. Para sa klase ng tao na ako. I really wanna be able to share my thoughts in the way that I really see them and not guard so much. And I think also, it helps eh. May mga tao kasi na walang boses. Marami akong nakukuhang messages na, thank you for saying that. Yung mga things na hindi ko masabi. Pag nakakatanggap ako ng ganung message, medyo na-encourage ako na, meron palang natutulungan yung mga ibang tao sa pagiging outspoken ko. Gano.
Do you have any tips or like a final message for members of Gen Z na parang very reactive yung approach nila sa nakikita nila sa social media? Like, how would you advise that the youth today, like, how can we create discussions instead of always resorting to like fighting with other people?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an advice because I don't know if it's possible. Because, you know, we all know this. You were meant it a certain way. When you throw it out there, it really didn't accomplish that original purpose, right? Instead, it has a life of its own. So I think my advice is, to the best of your ability, just, you know, create something that is good. That is, you know, if that's really the parang goal, no? Na parang I want to create a discussion. You know in your heart that that's what you were doing. And when it doesn't do that, and people take it another way, and it begins to have a life of its own, learn how to let go also. Na, dati kasi nung mas nauuna pa akong mga unang days ko na nakakatikim nito, gusto ko pa ilaban. Na hindi, mali kayo, ako yung tama, ganyan. And then I just really learned along the way after how many years of being online that, you know, you can't force people to see something the way that you see it. And you have to let go at a certain point. You don't naman really have to say that they're right, you're wrong. But that, you know, I had something else in my mind. They didn't take it that way. I was wrong to think that they were gonna take it the way that I would take it. And just let it go. Na, okay, di nag-work yun. Next thing na tayo. Don't dwell on it. Also, I discourage engaging with, parang learn to see who are trolls. Parang madali naman yan ngayon. Don't engage with trolls. Also, don't try to dialogue with people who just really are out there to say what they want to say but never want to hear from you. Because you'll just be frustrated. Ako kasi, pag pumapatol ako, pagka alam ko na hindi naman talaga niya ako gustong pakinggan, pumapatol lang ako. Pero hindi na ako nag-wait na ma-acknowledge na yung perspective ko. Kumbaga, meron lang akong a good sense of reality na may mga taong makakausap ka talaga, pero may mga tao talagang hindi yun yung goal nila. So, I don't expect from people what they cannot give. So, yun lang yung siguro pinakamagandang attitude na gawin mo lahat ng gusto, sure, gawin mo lahat ng gusto mo. But you cannot force people to give you what they cannot give. So, and if you have that, you'll have peace. Na, okay, another day, I don't really have to dwell on it.
Okay. Siguro before we let Rika go, we've been seeing you online, but now we're gonna be seeing you back at the movies. Tell us about your comeback. Ano bang nangyayari rito?
Gusto kayo, ano ba nangyayari dito? Parang gulat kayo. Actually, ako nga rin nakalimutan ko na. Wala lang, lang yun. I never really thought that babalik pa ako sa show business. Kasi, in the past few years, siguro sabihin na natin may 6 na taon na, kasing tanda ng anak ko, na I've been getting offers for teleseries, talk shows, different things. And always, I have a list of things na kailangan ma-fulfill para sabihin ko na this is a project that's worth it. And lagi siyang kulang. Parang, sabihin natin, bigyan ko ng example, no? Siyempre, talent fee. Kailangan worth it yung talent fee. Pangalawa, okay ba talaga yung role at saka yung project? Pangatlo, okay ba to sa family life ko? Or will my children be missing out so much on their mom just because I chose to go back to this kind of work? And so, 6 na taon ko yan. Pinupuno yung checklist na yan na hindi talaga siya complete. So for the first time in like 6 years, a project came and I was so surprised that I was able to check everything. And that's why I said yes. You know.
No more details yet about the movie?
Oh, it's for Manila Film Fest. It's actually a period film. So isa yun sa mga parang naging convincing factor ko. Kasi sabi ko, kung gagawa ko ng mga proyekto ngayon, hindi na ako yung parang para lang may project. Dati kasi ganun yung buhay ko na para lang may project. Kailangan nagro-roll lang, kumbaga yung trabaho ko. Ngayon gusto ko nang piliin. Yung mga gusto ko na lang talaga, tsaka feeling ko may kabuluhan, gusto ko yung mga kasama ko at higit sa lahat, hindi nila maa-affect yung family life ko. So, yun. It's going to be in the Manila Film Fest. And it's called Manila's Finest. So it's under MQuest Ventures. And then I also will star with, actually the lead stars in this film is Piolo Pascual and Enrique Hill. So silang dalawa. And then ako, that's one of the things that made me say yes also. Kasi hindi naman ako talaga super lead dito. I only have minimal shooting days. It's a good role, but it's not big enough of a role to like occupy my entire last quarter of 2025. So, napao ko. Sabi ko, if I'm going to get back into this thing, gusto ko to ease into it. Ayoko nang parang pagbalik mo, wow! Diba? Sobrang heavy agad nung ginagawa mo. So, tamang-tama siyang parang, ano ba tawag dito? Parang start ng pagbalik.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We will definitely be tuning in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you also for sharing such great advice for online and offline life, Rika. It means a lot. And I'm sure that our listeners learned a lot from you as well. So, thank you so much again for joining us for this episode of Generations. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe and follow Philstar Life and Puma Podcast on Spotify and YouTube so you don't miss out on our latest conversations. Thank you.